Welcome back for another episode of Extreme Warfare Revenge. This is the third television show of the month of February 2001, the WCW, and I said in the last video we would have some big news. Well, we do. Scott Steiner and Goldberg are going to finish their feud tonight on Thunder. Now, it may come as a surprise that Scott Steiner is going to retain the World Heavyweight title over Goldberg, because usually at the end of a feud you would get a change of hands with the title. Sometimes anyway, especially a star as big as Goldberg. But I'm thinking more into the future. I can imagine Scott Steiner more in feuds with some of the faces in the company like Sting, Booker T again, even Sid Vicious, who I might turn anyway. With Goldberg, at the moment, our main heels are Scott Steiner and Ric Flair. Didn't want Ric Flair to enter into a world title feud, and Goldberg can be quite awkward at times in refusing to lose to people. But he has refused to. Sorry, he's not refused to lose to Steiner, and it's going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. So that feud's going to end tonight. Sting and Ric Flair aren't going to appear tonight. Their feud is ready to be ended also, which will be on Nitro. And then, logically, Scott Steiner is going to enter a feud with Sting for the world title, and that will be the main event, probably at Super Brawl Revenge. So let's get to the start of this show. Bam Bam Bigelow is going to retain the hardcore title against Major Stash and Meng. Major Stash, I gave him a couple of new gimmicks. Neither went down well recently, and he's lost a lot of heat over it. So I'm giving him another chance here. This video here is just an angle hyping up the main event tonight. Then we've got Air Raid over the Harris Boys. The Harris Boys haven't featured for a while, and Air Raid, in particular AJ Styles, he's needing a bit of a push. So to have them win clean over the Harris Boys, I think will do Air Raid quite a bit of good, considering they were openers when I first started playing this. Interview with Jeff Jarrett. He's bitter grapes, sour grapes, because the Cat beat him fair and square for the US title on Monday Nitro. So this is just him whinging about that, pretty much. Rey Mysterio is going to retain his TV title with a clean victory over Sean Stasiak. Then we've got Chavo Guerrero, who's going to attack Billy Kidman backstage because. He's going to attack Billy Kidman, and then he's going to pose over him with the Cruiserweight title belt. This is in retaliation to beating Kidman a couple of shows ago when the title wasn't on the line, and his frustration that he's not the the Cruiserweight champion. Following on from the last show, Team Canada, which is Lance Storm and Jim Duggan. Michael Awesome is in rehab. They're going to win clean over Blackout, which tonight consists of Norman Smiley and Kid Romeo, their new member. Lance Storm's going to win cleanly over Kid Romeo to basically just, get his revenge on him being a traitor. Then we've got an interview with Totally Buff. They're going to say, basically, they're going to be laughing about the fact that on Nitro they stopped Nash and DDP from winning the tag titles, so that keeps that little feud going. Dustin Rhodes requested a match with Sean O'Haire, so he's got that. But as a result, he's going to win cleanly. But then afterwards, Rick Steiner's going to come in and have a bit of a brawl with Dustin Rhodes, because those two are feuding at the minute. Then we've got an angle with Kanyon and Booker. Kanyon is yet again going to sneak up on Booker T backstage and get him. He's basically been like a little parasite on Booker T's foot. He's always lingering around. He's always sneaking up on him, cutting interviews on him, and he rarely is actually together in the ring with Booker T. He's quite sneaky, Kanyon, and it's going down pretty well. So, bad start. Didn't expect a great one. Not the end of the world. But it's been salvaged by the hype for the main event. Air Raid Harris Boys, Don and Ron lost overness. AJ Styles and Paris gained overness. That's absolutely fine. I don't really see where the Harris Boys can go from here. But I can definitely see a future for Air Raid. So that's okay. Jeff Jarrett cut a good promo there. The WCW TV title has gained image. That's a surprisingly high score for Rey Mysterio versus Shawn Stasiak. I'm pleased with that. Chavo, Billy Kidman. That segment didn't go down too well. It might be time to end this feud soon. I'm not sure that the fans are getting a bit sick of it now. Team Canada Blackout, okay, didn't go down overly well. Totally Buff, their interview went down decently. Dustin Rhodes, Sean O'Haire, well, that is a much higher score than I expected. And it'll do Sean O'Haire a lot of good, that. Booker T Kanyon, that went down well. And Goldberg Steiner, it's the end of the road for them. It's a feud-ending match, world heavyweight title, Falls Count Anywhere. This should be getting at least mid-80s. Okay. Well, they both gained overness from the feud ending, so that's good. The crowd reaction was very good, but the match quality was crap. So, overall, I'm pleased with that. Overall rating 81. It's not bad. And they've both gained overness because they did lose a little bit of overness not so long ago. So overall, a successful show, 70%, and that's a vast improvement on recent weeks. I'm very pleased with that show. And imagine if these segments with Chavo, Kidman and the hardcore title match were a little bit higher. It could have been a record high overall rating. Okay, let's see what the mail says here. Sid Vicious wants to go against Shawn Stasiak. That's absolutely fine. If he's requested that, he can have it. Well, it doesn't matter if he's working stiffly because you're not going against him again. Scott Steiner loved that. I think you might be pushing me too high up the card. The fans seem to be resenting me. Okay, then, Ron, I will demote you. That's very honest of you. Thank you for being honest, Ron. Let's do that right now. Was that Ron or Don? Ron. Okay. I won't push Don down just yet because he's not requested it. Oh yeah, he's not even a lower mid-carder. Down, alter his position down to a lower mid-carder. Yeah. Yeah, that's very honest. So let's see what... I think Goldberg had gone down to 91. He's up to 93 now. I started the game at 97, so he's still very much a relevant figure, a main figure in this company. Scott Steiner was about 89. Oh, look at that, 97. And if we look at Sting, even without ending his feud with Ric Flair, is 94. That feud is going to go through the roof, Sting and Scott Steiner. And I don't think they've got that much history either, so fans should be really up for that. So, yeah, that concludes this this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, more exciting times ahead.